I still have a Beatles lyric right there.
Yeah.
We're recording, guys.
All right.
Good morning, Wayfinder. This is Paul Squared here. So weather this week has been terrible.
Yeah.
We're expecting another heavy rainstorm today. We had a heavy one over the weekend with snow that I went to work in. That was a lot of fun. Not really. Yeah. So all good. And yeah, so we got a heavy rainstorm. People like apparently the governor has issued a state of emergency or something with emergency crews or whatever. All this, and I have to go to work later with that. Let's see what else has happened. What else has happened this week? Anything you can think of, Paul?
This Saturday I worked, and then later on after that, went to my staff to go get some dinner, and that was it.
Okay. Yeah. So.
That was close by my house, because there was due to the fact there was a storm coming to our town.
Yep. And that was certain something. And can't believe it's the first time I can't believe that's the first time I can recall it snowing in New York. And I was telling all my coworkers, joking around, saying, you know what? Yes, it's snowing, but it's not the fun type of snow where you can make a snowball.
Yeah.
Kick me with love. It was just the wet stuff that melts the second you touch it. It didn't even stick anyway, so it was relevant.
Yeah.
What else is there to talk
Yeah,
about?
and this weekend I haven't been feeling well, and I had a cough and a runny nose, so I had to get some rest.
You feeling?
But now I'm feeling better. Better. You see me I have this mask on me right now.
Yeah. This weekend, I was feeling I was feeling okay. I had some, I had some less energy for some reason, but other than that, I felt fine.
And I had some cough medicines, some water, and I've been drinking a lot of water. Had some orange juice with it.
That's the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. I've been. What I've been mostly doing is working out here, and that's about it. Maybe maybe there's a little bit of cough stuff, but got some COVID tests and flu tests lying around, so I think I'm fine. I'm fine.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm completely okay. Yeah, and yeah, what else is there? So what else is there to talk about? Shit. Oh God. I would say Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year last month, but
Which game?
Baldur's Gate 3 probably.
Oh,
I'll say it's my opinion and it was well deserved. It's it's the closest thing I've ever had to D&D in a video game. It was
oh
great.
yeah.
And yeah, even though I didn't beat it because of how damn hard it is, it's damn well worth the award.
That just gave me an idea, guys. For would you guys want to do a sports recap? You both like sports, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sports recap. Okay,
So
so
maybe I don't know if you guys watch all the sports or all the games that happened the past week or something, but we
Yeah.
could go through that.
all right, so when we talk about sports, this is the first time in a while where all three of the football teams around the Lake Erie have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills, Cleveland Browns, and Detroit Lions. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see that at least one New York team made it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it everyone's favorite around Long Island? No, but it's still pretty great.
Which team was that?
Buffalo Bills. The only true New York team, if you really think about it, because the Jets and the Giants play in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I watched a few games at my job, so. See what else is going on. I was just looking at the Islanders and the Rangers standings right now. Our Rangers are first in the division, which annoys the hell out of me because I work at arena I work
yeah.
at.
That's
Islanders,
true.
Islanders are third, and they're actually playing tonight with the against Vancouver, who's a way better team. So that's a concern of mine. Let's see how that goes. Let's see what else.
Yeah, that thing. I'm trying to figure out like what's the name of their team in Vancouver.
The Canucks,
Oh yeah.
or I think it's Canucks. I just
Yeah.
googled it before. Trying to think what else. Yeah, they actually beat the Rangers last night, I think it was, or it was last game they played.
All right.
So that should be interesting. Trying to think what else I can think about in sports. Yeah, like, and I think I think the two teams are in without a wild card that don't need to worry about a wild card slot, or what are the two? It's San Francisco, and what's the other team? There's another NFL team that's already in the playoffs without having to play a wild card game next
All
week.
right.
It's San Francisco, and all right. I usually don't want to check my phone, but this is
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have your phone?
Yeah.
While he's doing that, Nirowski, I'll have you sign your sheet. Okay?
All right. Not a problem.
So I got it on the phone now again. I'm trying this, and it shouldn't delete. I got this nice little like stylus thing to sign me in with. Okay.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, it's the Ravens. It's the Ravens and the 49ers are the two teams that don't have to play for a wild card spot. Okay. Yeah. Well, the rest of the games are next week. Well, next week the three wild card games are, and the AFC are. Well, the AFC games next week are the Bills and the Steelers. Go Bills. Go Bills in that case. The Chiefs and the Dolphins. The Kansas City Chiefs are cool, but like they kind of remind me of the Patriots, so eh.
Yeah.
And the last game is the Texans and the Browns. Surprised because they're both usually a bad team, so I'm happy to
Yeah,
make the
that's
playoffs for
true.
them. And the NFC, it's the Cowboys and the Packers. I hate both teams, but the Packers are gotta get it.
Yeah.
The
I know what
lo-
you mean.
The Lions and the Rams, I've never really cared for either, so I guess I'll go with Detroit just 'cause. Bucks and Eagles, I'm not picking between those two damn teams. No way. I mean, maybe the Eagles because of how close we are, but as a New Yorker, I shouldn't be rooting for the Eagles.
Yeah. Good idea.
And the Bucks. Actually, no. Come to think of it, I'd probably go with the Bucks because Brady's off the team. Brady and Belichick are in the team, so. Yeah, that should be a lot of fun. And again, yeah, the games start next week, and the Super Bowl should be in February the 11th, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's when it is.
Yeah, February the 11th. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should.
Yep, and let's see. I also hope the Chiefs don't make the Super Bowl because I don't want to see Taylor Swift's face every time, every for like 30 seconds. I mean,
Yeah.
granted,
No, I agree. I
granted,
I would have said the same thing.
granted, Taylor Swift, talented musician, but I want to watch my football. I mean, granted,
Let's hope we don't.
I mean, we're saying this now.
Let's hope we don't get any trouble from any owners.
I mean,
Like from what we said.
I mean, to be honest, right? Us saying that is ridiculous because in reality, me saying that is ridiculous because the reality of the situation is there'll be celebrities watching the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
whether it be Taylor Swift, whether it be whoever,
Yeah.
and their face will be pointing to the camera the whole time. And yeah, let's just hope. And I think they're playing. Where are they playing the? And that's another thing to check out. Where are they playing the Super Bowl this year? It's not Vegas, is it?
I don't think so.
Is it Vegas? Okay, so it is. All right. It's played in Las Vegas. I was right about
All
that.
right.
Yeah, Vegas is always something going on there.
Yeah.
Interrupting traffic. I would never want to live there because of that. They were just dealing with this F1 stuff a couple months ago, like a month or two ago, and now they're doing it with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Can't imagine how it's like to stay in the Strip on that time. It sounds crazy.
It makes sense that they bring the fans to Vegas, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The casinos would probably love. The casinos would love that
Yeah, they would.
because more business the better. Let's hope for their. Let's hope for us. I mean, as somebody who works in hospitality myself, like I mean, concessions granted, but somebody who works in hospitality, the more customers, the better, really.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And also the ones that are more higher dollar are more likely to tip more likely to tip their their bartenders, and their casino guys or whatever.
Yeah.
Not that I recommend gambling or drinking that much. True, it's willing to blow
Yeah.
cash on whatever they want in reality. Yeah, there's Super Bowl. There's a lot of stuff. I know when it comes to like traveling and stuff, like I look at all these cities, and Vegas is one of those places like I'd like to go someday. Gotta figure out the sweet spot where there's no crazy events, and where I'm also able to go to swim one of these big pools because they're closed for the season, even though it's in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, yeah, Vegas is definitely a spot I'd like to go to someday. And see, well, yeah, when it comes to traveling though, Vegas and LA are like the two. Yeah, Vegas and LA are like the two spots I'd like to go to. There's also trying to think where else I'd like to go to travel. Like I've been throughout most of the Northeast, and the furthest west I've traveled was Texas. Let's go back. Also should do international as well because I've never done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I were to travel international right now, I'd probably maybe Puerto Rico or another U.S. territory because I don't have a passport. That's gotta be step number one.
And I bet you're not a big fan of Taylor Swift either.
She's all right. So, I personally like. In my opinion, right? She knows how to market herself. Her music is decent.
Yeah.
It's just not for me.
Yeah, no.
Like I'm not gonna like hell. I do like certain things about her. Like she tipped out all of her truckers on tour, all of her truck workers on tour, which is something that most artists don't even do.
Yeah.
And she also sold out every single arena show she did, which is impressive. I will admit that. Something that most artists will dream of.
Yeah.
And also her recording all of her old albums again.
Yeah.
Just so she can own them is just it's just great. No other artist is willing to do that because they're all willing to put up with the labels and crap like that, and she didn't do it. Is recording?
I'm just checking. Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
Right.
But yeah, like just imagine like yeah, her and Beyonce did like some great amazing numbers over this year. Like I can only dream. Like I've seen some rock artists sell out arenas, but like not to the level of Taylor Swift. Like at MetLife, she had 3 or 4 tour days, 3 or 4. That's insane. Most artists that they do a stadium tour like that, it's either 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And the stadiums I work at primarily,
Yeah.
it's mostly 1 day. There's sometimes we'll get a 2 day, depending on who it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Depending on who it is, and also there's some artists that really don't need a 2 day. Like in my opinion, Dave Matthews at Jones Beach definitely could use a 2 day. He's always sold out every time.
Yeah.
Fish had a 2 day, which was nice, but I'm not sure if they necessarily needed it. Most country artists could probably use a 2 day at Jones Beach. Zach Brown gets one, even though I'm not a big fan of country either, except for classic stuff. Like you can't get wrong with Hank Williams or what's his name, Johnny Cash. But newer stuff, it really does depend. And mostly the concerts I'm interested in are like ones that don't sell well, or if they do sell well, good luck getting tickets. I've considered getting tickets for Foo Fighters, but I didn't get it this year.
Oh God.
Last
Sorry
time,
to hear that.
it's all right, Paul. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's all about timing.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. When it comes to also concerts and stuff, trying to think like I've also been fortunate enough to work in the industry, so I get to hear it at least.
Yeah.
There are times when it was like not worth my time at all, like, or it's really bad. Like I'll tell you, most of these classic rock acts, majority of them are not the original lineup for obvious reasons. Like you can't have Like you can't have like most of Santana rotates out, or the original Metallica lineup is obviously like not the same because the original bassist died in the '80s. All right. Keep talking.
Touch your phone, your hand to the screen while you sign. It's just a
Okay.
And
Or was it supposed to be tomorrow originally?
Yeah.
Much
Just
more
the other
comfortable.
Cole is signing his signature now.
Yeah,
He's
I
back.
Yep. I was just signing signing it just like a piece of paper. I mean, we'll say it wasn't 100% perfect because of how small the screen is compared to an actual piece of
Yeah.
paper. But you know what? It's all good. As long as something that slightly resembles my name is on it.
Yeah. And the songs that Taylor Swift has sang, she has never sang about it, but having like a boyfriend or anything.
See, pretty much the majority of them, the early days back when I was back when I was in middle school,
Yeah.
it was pretty much all breakup song after breakup song.
Yeah.
Of course, now it's probably a little different. I haven't spent too much time listening to it because, like, you know, I've spent enough time to know what's popular and what the songs
Oh
are.
yeah.
And I've seen Taylor's version on the radios and Spotify every time, or like I've seen it bring up like, you know what, I do respect. They say yeah.
Yeah.
And, like I said, all of her songs are breakups, but at the same time, right, most of the music I listen to,
Yeah.
when it comes to a lot of metal stuff, it's very much a lot of anger. Like I can't sit here and tell you like I'm literally wearing a Linkin Park T-shirt right now. It's just like a lot of anger and depression really shown well through music, which we thought it's probably an act until Chester Bennington
Yeah.
until Chester Bennington unalived himself a couple of years ago. That was a little unfortunate. And yeah, it's like it's really interesting. It's really crazy. Like people, it's like it's different tastes for different things, and the talent is certainly recognizable. But I feel like Taylor Swift was also in her 30s, so she still has her voice. And I don't even know if she has to go through vocal surgery or not, because
yeah.
I know a lot of old guys, they have to go through the vocal surgery. Like if you it's like or if you're a metal vocalist, you definitely have to go through that surgery. Like Ozzy's probably have gone through it. Ozzy's probably gone it, and then they're like, you know what, we give up. We can't do this anymore. I know. I think it's Ollie Sykes of Bring Me the Horizon. That's metalcore. His voice was shot when he was like in his 30s because he's been doing the harsh stuff for pretty much his whole career, and I think he's gotten it now. And now they're actually a little more mainstream compared to all the other bands, which I do appreciate and love. You can thank TikTok for that.
Yeah.
One thing I will say with TikTok and like all this music stuff, it's made discovery so easy. Like it's easier. Like I feel like now, back in the day, if you wanted to get discovered, you would go to like some music festival or some concert and hand out your CD, hand out your mixtape in the parking lot. That's happened. That's happened with this happened one of the last Warped Tours I worked. People were handing that stuff out. They're like, I have $5 for the CD. I'm like, you know what? Why not? And I realized I wasted $5. But anyways, like that was the way to do it. Now with TikTok, you can have your song in you can have your song trend in the background of like any of these TikTok videos for whatever reason. The problem is those songs that are trending, it's only a segment of a song for a certain amount for like 30 seconds. So, and the issue with that is people have gone to full concerts with artists that have famous songs on TikTok, where like the opening don't know the first 30 seconds, no problem, and the rest of the song dead silent.
Yeah.
That's kind of like maybe that's an attention span problem. I don't know. Like I can't think of who off the top of my head, but that has happened plenty of times. Or like I can imagine like it's like basically like you have one hit wonders, now you have one verse wonders. I wish I was joking. Or like it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, like what I was saying is music discovery is very easy. It's easier now than ever because of TikTok. But for each of these songs that are discovered, they only really have like 30 seconds of a clip of a song, of a part of a song that's like trending or whatever. So there have been people going to concerts of these artists that get famous for TikToks, and they're only like one song, like one part of a song they remember. They all go crazy, and then the rest of the song is dead silent.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty. I don't know if it's funny or like. Yeah, it's funny, but at the same time, it's a little like concerning that this is the attention span people have now. Yeah, but I will admit though, like it does get to the point where some people are like, "Oh, let me just look at this art. Look at this. Let me just look at this artist or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like every single social. I mean, but yeah, like I said, really, I do appreciate that, and also a lot
Yeah.
of the weird stuff does get popular through TikTok now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But my concern is like when it comes to like a lot of like the heavier music, like only the breakdown goes trend, which breakdowns are cool, but you can't.
And I also heard like TikTok can also be dangerous
I mean,
for others.
yeah, it can be dangerous for a lot of things. Social media itself is as the danger problems.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, at the very least, when it comes to TikTok, compared to something like Vine from from our generation,
Yeah.
Vine was 6-second clips, no more, flat out. TikTok can go up to a minute. It can go up to a minute, or I think it's 2 minutes. I haven't downloaded the app, and I don't plan on doing it. But
Yeah, me too.
3
Yeah.
minutes, okay. Yeah, like it's 3 minutes. Like compare that to up to 6 seconds with Vine. There's certainly there's potential for longer content. I mean, granted, they're still very short. Like back when I still prefer the 10-minute long YouTube video plus.
Mhm.
Not filled space, of course, which is a problem.
Yeah.
Or sponsorships like Raid Shadow Legends. Why did I bring that up? I don't know. Sponsorships are certainly something interesting. Like imagine if this was sponsored. Imagine what do you think we'd have a podcast? What do you think our sponsorship would be, Paul, for this podcast?
Yeah.
I don't know. I see
Yeah, me neither.
it's either Raid Shadow Legends or a VPN that doesn't work very well. Or I've also seen ones where it's cologne samples, which I did subscribe to, which I keep forgetting to unsubscribe to. I've also seen Skillshare or Squarespace with or like,
Yeah.
oh, website and business. I'm like, I literally don't have a business. I mean, do I want one someday? Maybe, but or also sponsorships could also be a problem. Like that established title,
that's true.
like that established title thing about maybe 6 months to a year ago, where they were saying, oh, you can buy a portion of land in Scotland. That was a major scam.
Yeah.
You maybe got a square foot of land in Scotland that wasn't officially recognized, so you weren't really a landowner. It was really confusing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. And yeah, like also, at least with sponsorships back in the day, like Loot Crate and stuff, you would get something out of it. Or like there's certain things where you get an actual product, but established titles thing, I didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah. True.
Or like you can also see a lot of sponsorships when it comes to smaller stuff too. Like
Mm-hmm.
like there's also how many of these young YouTubers sponsor Prime, for example. South Park made fun of that recently. And called
Yeah.
it Fred. That shit was that was so funny. Or yeah, like I mean, but yeah, sponsorships do a lot of things. Like with Prime specifically, Logan Paul and KSI literally carried it. Prime is literally carried by them. Like I wouldn't be talking about Prime right now if it wasn't for those two. Am I a fan of their content? No. They're both terrible. But
Yeah.
don't sue me.
Nope.
You're asked if you watch on YouTube. Do you watch YouTube?
Yeah. I like watch a lot of videos.
Like what?
Like some like music videos. And, like one of these TV shows. That's like Bar Rescue.
What's that? Corbett, do you know what that is?
So Bar Rescue is actually a show on it used to be Spike, but I think it's
Yeah.
on Paramount Network.
Yeah.
They post like clips and stuff on YouTube. Man, that John Taffer guy, he's certainly something. Like I will
Yeah, he is.
I will say most of his rescues make a certain amount of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I freaking despise, and I don't know if you'll agree with me on this. Remember that Pirate Bar episode?
I think so.
And they changed it to a young professional bar. I was so pissed when I saw that. Like, yeah, I can understand. Like, how do you change something? Like, I can understand having a pirate bar that's run terribly and wanting to change the theme from it, but at the same
Yeah.
time, right? Change it to young professionals, and they're like, so there are a lot of young professionals in this area. I'm like, most of these young professionals don't want to go off work and be considered young professionals. So the pirate bar would have been a cool idea, but whatever. That was one example.
Yeah.
Or I think every other example. The problem with these types of shows is that all these businesses get in so much debt
Yeah.
to the point where it's like not really worth saving, and that does show eventually. Like, yeah, you can have a 30% sale and spike in sales, which is nice, but will that 30% spike in sales save your business? Probably not. And that's
No.
and that's unfortunate. Like, after watching Bar Rescue years ago when I was a teenager, I would look up the bar after the episode aired. They say, oh, after 3 months. That's the after it airs, which is like 6 months to a year, and you'll see business closed multiple times, and you'll see some that are still open, and that's great. But you also see ones that just don't make it, and it's unfortunate. It's the same deal with Gordon Ramsay's show. What's that restaurant? It's not Kitchen Nightmares. I think Kitchen Nightmares is the competition show.
Yeah.
He has a show where he rescued he did the same thing in Bar Rescue where they like rescued restaurants, and it didn't work out well.
Oh.
Or it's not that it didn't work out well. It's like it's still on, but the same deal with Bar Rescue. Like,
All right.
some of these businesses are so deep in the hole to the point where it's no point in bringing it back.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's not the hotel one.
They did release a hotel one. I remember seeing a reaction video about the hotel one a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I did see it. He did the hotel one based off the restaurant one. It was Hotel Rescue. That was Hotel Hell. Oh, it was Hotel Hell. Yeah. I think I've seen a clip of the first one. So, or somebody reacting to the clip of the first one just comes to show how how I don't watch TV. When it comes to YouTube content, I think that was Andy King who did that. Yeah, it was Andy King. Or yeah, I can't believe I watch reaction videos. I think after 2016 I'd be done with that, but no.
Yeah.
There's also when it comes to my content on YouTube, I mostly watch gaming stuff. Stuff on
That's
my
good.
random recommended feed that shows up. Like
Gaming stuff in your house, Pete?
Yeah. You haven't had watched that in a while. I don't know if I've done that or maybe I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Like, I've watched a lot of news content mostly, like gaming news content. Like, there's one guy I watch every morning who releases like news stuff, and talks about the things that happened the previous day,
Oh,
or like
alright.
new announcements and stuff like that I learn. Like, there's that. I'll also occasionally. I haven't watched a Let's Play in forever. I've also been having a lot of nostalgia bait. They're like, oh, Call of Duty from 2011 or 2012. I'm like, damn, I played that back then. Let me just click on this video. And they're like, Decline. I'm like, oh, of course they're talking about Decline. I've watched that stuff. I also watch occasional Yu-Gi-Oh content, even though I don't play the game anymore. There's news too. Depends on how I'm feeling or like what's on. Also, watch a lot of historical stuff too. The historical stuff is always fun, or it's always interesting. I can understand if it feels boring. Like, historics and mechanical stuff of like random objects is so cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So it's either stuff on like, because it's either stuff on like the Old West or like the Roman Empire, or maybe like war, depending on stuff. Like, military history is really cool to watch. Or
You like military history stuff?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, a bit.
like World War.
You guys want to do a little history quiz?
Go ahead,
We
yeah.
can try that.
You guys know when World War II started?
1939.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard it was like in 1939,
The invasion of
Big.
Poland.
but when Pearl Harbor happened, that's when the U.S. began to start in the World War II.
Pearl Harbor happened?
December 1941.
Yeah.
That was
What about when World War II ended?
so you had two different fronts.
Yeah. September 1945.
Yeah, Yeah. So yeah, you had two different fronts, like the eastern, I think it's the western front in Europe. That ended around technically summer, but I'd say more like springtime when